With the NFL draft right around the corner means we got to wrap up this 7-round mock draft series. So today, I bring to you the AFC South. Special thanks to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. More on them a little bit later, but we don't go on these mocks blind. We got strategy. And my strategy for the Tennessee Titans is, well, draft Cam Ward with the first overall pick. But after that, pick 35, not 33. I know what it says on the screen right now, but it's pick 35. We could draft a pass catcher for our new franchise quarterback, or we could go edge. It kind of depends on how the board falls to us. We only have 2 picks inside the top 100. One's going to be Cam Ward. So we'll see, but I will be grabbing multiple pass catchers. At least that's the plan, to grab multiple pass catchers in this class. And then day 3, we're going to get a linebacker. I think the 4th, 5th round is kind of a sweet spot for linebacker in this class anyway. Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars, we're going best player available at 5. Can Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter fall to us? Probably not. This pick might end up just being Mason Graham, but we're going best player available. And then we look to pick 36, and I know that they addressed the secondary in free agency. I didn't love their moves. So we could be going corner or safety depending on how the board falls. But I want to keep an eye out to find a complement on the outside next to Brian Thomas. And then, of course, we're going to look for some offensive line options, some project options, just to get some more depth. And then the Indianapolis Colts, listen, it's Tyler Warren or we riot. Tyler Warren's not available at 14. Colts fans aren't going to be happy. I don't know if I'll be taking Colson Loveland if that's the case. Guess we'll find out when we get there, but I do want to add pass rushers to the squad, whether that's on the interior or outside on the edge. And I also want to address getting some offensive line depth on day 2 at some point. I really do. Whether it's a guard or maybe a future tackle with Braden Smith, might be a guy that's let go next season. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, I'm going to wait till day 3. Linebacker, I kind of already talked about how I felt the 4th and 5th round are kind of a sweet spot for linebacker. So we'll address linebacker there. And then the Houston Texans. We're addressing the trenches, offensive line, defensive interior specifically. That's probably where we're going to go at pick 25. However, I would say Emeka Egbuka is in play at pick 25. If I don't like the options along the offensive line and defensive line, then I'm just going to bring CJ Stroud, his former pass catcher. That sounds like a plan to me. But listen, the wide receiver value, the depth on day 2, it's solid. The defensive line, defensive interior depth on day 2, matter of fact, early day 3, it's solid. So I'm not going to fret. But without further ado, we're about to hit the start button and get this sucker started. First, I got to give a shout out to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. If you download the app, you sign up using promo code BROSHMO. They currently have a pretty cool offer going on with the extender. Ooh. Basically, with the NBA playoffs, each game, however many games it goes, if it goes long, you could win big. You could profit big. Let's actually run down how this sucker works, because you can get a boost profit up to 40% by using a game 1 token. If it goes to game 2, shoot, then we're at what, 50%? If it makes it all the way to game 7, 100%. You can just continue to increase your profit. They got a ton of fun ways to play, whether it be best ball or higher lower on player stats. They have promos each and every day. This is just one of the things that they currently got going on. So if you do check out Underdog Fantasy, if you do download the app, remember it's promo code BROSHMO. But holy smokes, we got a draft to get to. Let's go ahead and get to this sucker. And I'm going to take Cam Ward. I'm going to take Cam Ward first overall for the Tennessee Titans. No Raiders. You can't trade up. By the way, if I didn't mention it, I probably didn't. We don't do trades in these mocks. Now we're here with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I firmly believe Abdul Carter will not be here. Why are the Giants going Will Johnson in some of these mocks? That puzzles me. Well, I firmly believe Abdul Carr will either be gone by pick 3 or pick 4. So we're staring down Mason Graham. That's kind of the plan. You could try to make a case for Tyler Warren, Tetairoa McMillan. I personally don't have a problem with taking here, but he seems to be falling down people's boards. But I think the smart play is just Mason Graham. Call it a day. And then the Tennessee Titans. Yo, Falcons want to trade up. They want to give away a future first and second. That is crazy trade value. I don't see that happening. I'm hoping. Oh no, there's no Tyler Warren. Where did he go? He ended up going to the Jets. Those dirty Jets. So other people. Hey, Gentry's still on the board. Doubt it, but hey, never know in the draft. Some people would argue Colson Loveland here. They're pretty high on Colson Loveland. Some people have Colson Loveland over Tyler Warren. I think that's fair. I get it. The tight end group wasn't that good for the Colts, like really bad, but also it made up like 15% of their passing volume in terms of targets. You have a quarterback, if he is a starter, Anthony Richardson, that's not going to have a ton of pass attempts anyway. I don't know how valuable tight end would be this early. I see Armand Membu. And if I'm looking to potentially replace my right tackle and maybe play him at right guard to start off if we're going to run it with Smith, that's not a bad option. That's not a bad option. There's some good edge players here. Mikael Williams, Mike Green. I do love Mike Green a ton. I would contemplate that, but they did go edge last year. I know it's a good edge class. We could get it later on in the draft. I'm going to go with Armand Membu. Son of a gun. No Tyler Warren for us. Makes me sad. Makes me sad. Moving on to the Houston Texans. We know Emeka Egbuka is here. Looking at the defensive interior. Actually, the top guys all kind of came off the board, so don't really have to think too much about that. I do like Gray Zabel actually quite a bit. I wouldn't mind taking him here. I know it doesn't sound sexy, but the offensive line, they brought in Cam Robinson, but he's only a Band-Aid for a year. Maybe you look to develop somebody, and I think maybe we could find that player at 58. I'm legitimately thinking of just going with Emeka Egbuka. You know what? We're doing it. I'm going to go Emeka Egbuka. I still think that's a possibility. That's an option, especially if CJ Stroud is in the ear of the front office. You like the NFL draft. Matter of fact, you love the NFL draft, which means you're going to love my draft guide. If you want to know every player your team drafts or even signs as an undrafted free agent, then this is for you. My draft guide updates every day, and you'll be able to see those updates in real time as I add new evals and player backgrounds. It'll have analytics from this year and last year. It'll have the pro day and combine numbers. It'll even have my notes from the Senior and Shrine Bowl. It's a one-time purchase of $30 via PayPal, Venmo, or the Cash App. You can check out the pinned comment or the description if you want to follow those links. And when you do purchase it, please be sure to include your email because it is a Google spreadsheet. So I'm going to require your email. Don't make me hunt it down because I will hunt you down. I will find you and I'll make sure you get your money's worth. Anywho, thanks for supporting the channel. And here we are, second round pick 35, not 33. And we're staring down on Marion Hampton. But I mean, hey, they're good at run back. I'm just saying it out loud. I'm just saying it out loud, guys. Calm down. Let's look at wide receiver. Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins, I actually kind of like here. Burden's fun. I have him higher. Let's look at the edge talent. Donovan Zaraku made it here. Replace our Boston College edge rusher with another Boston College edge rusher. All right, so I'm between Higgins. I'm between Ezaraku. I have them in generally similar ranges. Luther Burden, but we got Calvin Ridley on the outside. I mean, I guess that doesn't stop me. I'll keep Luther Burden in mind as well. Let's take a look at Tennessee's depth chart. Because at wide receiver, I mean, Van Jefferson. Oh gosh, no, we have to go wide receiver. At edge, they got Arden Key. They brought in DeMontre or Draymond Jones. Lorenzo Carter's there, forever the journeyman. Jalen Harrell, hey, from last year's draft. Nice. Yeah, it's wide receiver. The question is, who is it going to be? Higgins. I think just with that prototypical size, but Luther Burden is such an after the catch like monster. And I think Brian Callahan, he can work up some stuff. Use them in the quick game. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Luther Burden. He's simply higher on my board, and I mean, I think Brian Callahan could work this out. We got the Jags. They're here at pick 36. I talked about corner here. I do want to see best players on the board. As a Raku's, oh, man, that's tough. But we got all the top corners here. Believe me, they're not going to be here for long. Let's take a look at the safeties. Okay, Watts, Winston. There's a chance Winston could be around at pick 70. His draft projections kind of all over the place on day 2. I think I should probably go. I mean, we could consider Higgins here, but I just know if we don't get corner, we're not going to be able to get it later. I mean, I just don't. They're moving Jerry and Jones to the outside. Jordan Lewis, they paid. I don't love it, but that's what, if anything, it's safety I would want. They also have Monteric Brown there as depth. Oh, Zach McPherson's on the squad now too. Interesting. Man, every part of me is screaming wide receiver. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pair Higgins up with Brian Thomas Jr. I like that. Indianapolis Colts. I suppose I should take a look. We got a Royal here at tight end. I think Mason Taylor came off the board a little bit earlier. We took Armand Membu. I do want to look, just make sure that there's like no bonkers players I'd pass up on. Like Scorton intrigues me. Schwessinger's here, but Darius Alexander. He's kind of, again, this is a deep defensive tackle class. I might go with Arroyo because he won't be available at 80. And after that, it's like, what are we doing? So we're getting a threat at the tight end position. Here we are with the Houston Texans. I took Emeka Ibuka. Tate Ratledge is here. I was kind of hoping for that. We could look for a tackle of the future. Trapillo ain't a bad option. We pick again at 79. There might be a case where Trapillo is available there. Let's take a look at defensive interior. Darius Alexander, like the board has fallen. We have pick 79 and 89. So I'm confident we're going to get a defensive tackle at one of those picks. I think I'm just going to go with Ratledge, someone that can plug and play at the guard position. Jaguars. We took Jalen Higgins. Any corners available? Dude, Darian Porter's there. What about safety? I think Watts is still here? That's nuts. Oh my goodness. All right, so I think I'm going to go with safety. I don't love their safety room. Like Darnell Savage, Eric Murray. I almost vomited in my mouth just saying that out loud. Xavier Watts, I think firmly will be a top 50, top 55. Kevin Winston, his draft projection could be a bit all over the place coming off the partially torn ACL. So I'm going to go with Kevin Winston. Just because I believe he'll be there, but I also have Kevin Winston higher on my board. Not much higher than Xavier Watts. Houston Texans, this is where okay, TJ Sanders is still there. I think I want to get Trapillo before he just doesn't make it before he's just not on the board. He has experience at both right and left tackle. So we're going to snag him here. Feel good about that. We have the Indianapolis Colts. We could look the linebackers way. Demetrius Knight, almost plug and play. Edge, it's Sawyer. Brandon Swinson's interesting. As well as Aladejo. Or Aladejo. I mean, we're gonna miss out. No, we're gonna miss out regardless. Linebacker again. I gotta go back to my draft strategy. I'm gonna read it out loud. Wait till day 3 to get linebacker. We're gonna wait till day 3. Let's just look at best available real quick. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with one of these pass rushers. I'm gonna go with Brandon Swinson. I'm a big fan of Swinson's. Am I? I mean, I am, but I want to take a quick look at this interior. They got Grover Stewart. They got DeForest Buckner. How old are you, DeForest? They brought in Neville Gallimore, which means they're desperate. Let's see. DeForest Buckner, 31. So I'm probably looking for the defensive tackle. So we're going to go with TJ Sanders. Come in and just wreak havoc. Jags back on the clock. I took Kevin Winston. Was I deciding between anyone else? Probably not. We got Higgins. Let's take a look at corner. It's Parrish. I don't mind Parrish here, actually. I could go with the defensive line, or excuse me, offensive line depth. I could go with tight end. I could go Harold Fannin and just be like, hey, yo, figure out Liam Cohen. Just figure it out. But Wyatt Milam's not a bad option. They brought in, actually, let me see if Jared Wilson's gone. Oh, Charles Grant's not a bad option either. It's actually a really good fit for the system. I feel like Charles Grant, he's getting some top 50 love, but a lot of people firmly have him as a 3rd rounder. I'm kind of one of those guys as well, just because I wish we got to see him during the offseason draft process. So I'm thinking that we might go with that and just say, hey, we're comfortable with Brenton Strange at tight end. I mean, Charles Grant, you can develop as well. If things hit the fan if Anton Harrison doesn't take a step in the right direction, Walker Little gets banged up. Yeah, I'm going to go with Grant. Here we are with the Houston Texans. Let's look at that defensive interior. And all these guys came off the board. I had to get Trapillo though. This offensive line needed attention, needed help. Shucks, man. Question is, now what? Now what? I mean, I want to stay with the defensive line. I think a flexible, versatile body like Ty Robinson, like that just feels like D'Amico Ryan. So we're gonna go with that. Ty Robinson. And now we start day 3 with the Tennessee Titans. Do I look for that edge? Kyle Kennard's here. I feel like that's a good win. That's a good win. Back here with the Jags. I still might want to go with a corner if Jacob Parrish is still here. I'm a big fan of Parrish. Trying to think of anything else I can do. Nothing really comes to mind. Yeah, I mean, we could go a running back. It's a good run back class, though. Parrish being available early in the 4th, it's kind of a win. So I'm gonna go with Parrish. We could take a look at run back on the upcoming rounds. back here with the Colts. Let's click linebacker. Take a look. I love Chris Paul Jr. I love Pooh Paul. Give me some of that Pooh Paul. I'm gonna snag him. He's my type of player. Plays with his hair on fire, flies all over the place. Tennessee Titans. What's now? I do want to grab another pass catcher. Question is, who would that guy be? It would have been nice if Torrey Horton was still available. He is not. We could maybe go with like a big slot player like a Ronnie Gaston, someone I'm gonna keep on the radar. But we could double dip with edge. I mean, this linebacker room's not that great. Jeffrey Bassa, who's a green dot guy. Yeah, I don't mind taking another swing. Let's do it. Bassa it is. Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's take a look at this running back room. Giddens still on the board. This should be with Liam Cohen. They were a very outside zone heavy squad. That should be a good fit for Giddens. They got Tank. He's kind of the girth. It's not like it's a ton of girth. Maybe Damian Martinez might be the better call. No, man. I mean, and Giddens has got some untapped potential as a pass catcher. I don't want to... Okay, untapped's the wrong word. He's got to get better hands. Yeah. We'll go with him there. And we're back here with the Tennessee Titans in the 5th. Let's look at the pass catchers now. I do like Ty Felton. I wouldn't mind taking Felton here. Do I want to maybe explore corner? I don't love this corner class. Honestly, I could be like, I could come back to this class and be A-okay. Jalen Reed's kind of nice. Monty Hooker. Who's the other cat they got playing safety? They brought in Xavier Woods. Maybe I don't mind taking a shot on Jalen Reed. Back here with the Jags. And I'm pretty happy with how this draft has turned out for the Jags. Is there a center I like here? Yeah, I felt like Jackson Slater might still be available. It's kind of my dude. Like taking him here. Let's just wander around, take a gander, take a look. Bear Carter. I mean, we could double up at running back if we really wanted to. But I think I'm going to go with the center that could also play guard in Jackson Slater. Moving on to the Indianapolis Colts. Do I feel like taking an edge player? I think I might, depending on who's on the board. Tyler Barron could be a thought. We could double up in the linebacker position. Small Munden's not a bad guy to take a shot on. If we want more cornerback depth, but yeah, I ain't about that life, bro. I ain't about that. Let's see. More defensive interior depth. Like Caldwell would be really fun. Very different player than TJ Sanders. I don't mind dipping like that. I really don't. Let's take a look at quarterback. Just curious. I think I'm going to continue and address the interior again. Like their defensive interior is kind of lackluster. I'm going to go with Caldwell. This is about the range I have him in. Houston Texans, not a bad draft thus far. They're looking at the defensive line talent on the board, and I'm okay. I'm okay. Let's look at... I want to look at tight end. Ronnie Gadsden intrigues me. Let me bring Gojo into the fold. What would you do, bud? What would you do? You know what? I'll take a shot on Gadsden. I'll do it. Then Tennessee Titans. I do want to go. Oh man, Titans. I said I would check back with Gadsden, and there he goes off the board. To me, nonetheless. I like Ty Feller a ton. I think there's good value for him. Maybe ends up being a more consistent Calvin Ridley, and I mean that's putting a ton on a 5th rounder, but just throwing that out there. And back on the board again with the Titans on the clock. There's some interesting pieces here. We could, you know, I feel okay taking a look at what corners have fallen. Zy Alexander's an interesting name. Maybe I bring in more edge help. I could. Like Quay Robinson, we're just looking to develop someone with traits and tools. Not a bad option. We got one more pick at 88. Yeah. Let's snag him here and then we'll come back. Jacksonville Jaguars. We still got 3 picks in this draft. Golly. I mean, I'm already pretty happy with how this has come out for us. We could take a shot on... Actually, I like taking Tyler Barron here as some depth. I think I like that idea. Tyler Barron, I mean, I got him. I think he's around my top 100. So that's really good value. All right, for the Titans, I got my multiple pass catchers. Got some secondary help, but I think I wanted to come back and take a look at corner. Wally is all right, but I think I'd still take Zy Alexander over these guys, so that's what I'm going to do. Indianapolis Colts. Is there an edge? So Sorrell is not bad. I think I'd still go Jaw Joyner. Let's see, what else can I do here? Do I want to grab a guard? Like Miles Frazier being here is, ooh, that is extraordinary value. I don't got a good grasp of if the NFL likes him or not. Unfortunate. We'll go with Miles Frazier. I got a 3rd round grade on him. I've seen him all over the place, so I firmly feel I'm the highest person on Miles Frazier. Next we got the Jaguars. It's been a quality draft. Quality. Is there a safety? Oh, there is a slot in Ransaw. I don't mind. I'm hoping to watch Dean Clark maybe tomorrow. And I say tomorrow, y'all aren't gonna see this till I think Saturday, so. And I'm recording this Tuesday. Imagine if something pops off that drastically changes this AFC South 7-round mock draft. Doubt it. But we are in smoke and mirror season. Maybe I do grab a tight end. Like Thomas Fadone's not a bad option here. He's got some developmental traits. Next on the clock is the Jags once again. We're just going to take best player available. Who would that be for me, though? Who would that be for me? Monangai would be high up there. Connor Colby would be high up there. We're looking for a space eater. I mean, Cam Jackson. Maybe another wide receiver. I wouldn't mind taking a shot on Tesla and his traits. I really like RJ Mickens. Doesn't sound like everyone's on board with me when it comes to Mickens, which is sad, but it is what it is. He's got special teams experience. He was like a saving grace for that Clemson defense. Indianapolis Colts. And I've addressed the offensive line and the defensive interior. Do I want to come away with an edge? Like Jaw Joyner, I was talking about him last time. Let's take him here. And then we got the Houston Texans, who also have another pick left. I think we're just in best player available territory. Joshua Gray's interesting. Willie Lampkin's interesting. I think Drew Kendall would be the guy if I wanted to draft a guy that could play center, because I think Ratledge is guard only. Trapillo's my tackle. I don't mind double dipping in this regard. Let's see what running backs are on the board. Oh, Taj Brooks would be fun. Yeah, let's do it. I think I'm going to go with Taj. Legit thumper. I still think we probably could get our center, Drew Kendall, and that's what I'm going to do there for the Texans. I think that wraps up our mock draft. There we go. Now let's get into this. Let's see how good or bad that how did I do? Houston Texans. I said Emeka Egbuka was an option. So I played around with it. I took him at 25. I got offensive line help actually back to back with Tate Ratledge, Ozzie Trapillo. I felt really good about that. Got Ty Robinson. Got the very versatile body along the defensive line that plays with Piss and Vinegar. You love it. I wasn't done with pass catchers. I know Ronnie Gadsden. He's not your... He's more of a tweener. He's not an inline tight end like that. I don't care. Give me some like receiving upside. Because Dalton Schultz won't do it for me. Taj Brooks is just a fun thumper in the backfield, and Drew Kendall is a center that I'm a bit higher on, and yeah, taking him there. Really addressing the offensive line. I thought we did an all right job. Indianapolis Colts. We had no Tyler Warren. I said, screw going Colston Loveland. Let's experiment. I like Armand Membu. He's our right tackle of the future. Play him at right guard right off the bat. I still got a tight end, Elijah Arroyo. He's got some questions with the ACL injury that took away the better part of 2 years for him. But mean Senior Bowl, really good final year. We did double dip on the defensive interior. TJ Sanders, I really love his ability to get after the passer. And Jamari Caldwell. He's stout. Plays with a hell of a lot of fight. I did go with Chris Paul Jr. as my linebacker. Addressed the offensive line once again with Miles Frazier, a guy who can be tackle / guard, probably more of a guard in the NFL. And then Jaw Joyner. I thought it was a solid draft. Jacksonville Jaguars. We did a lot of things. Mason Graham was a given. Jaden Higgins was a pleasant surprise. And being able to get Kevin Winston, I felt really good with those first 3 picks. Charles Grant's a good pick in his own right. And being able to grab Jacob Parrish to get some cornerback competition, I thought was good there at with the first pick of the 4th. DJ Giddens, getting some running back competition. Jackson Slater, he could play center and guard. Tyler Barron, I have him much higher on my board. He was available at 182. Then Fedone, we got a developmental tight end, and Mickens, who more so special teamer. I thought it was a really quality draft. Really quality. And then the Tennessee Titans, I took Cam Ward, obviously first overall, and then I'm pairing him up with Luther Burden. He made it to 35. I said, let's do it. Send it. The pick is in. Kyle Kennard, nice pickup to start the 4th round, especially since considering that we went wide receiver at pick 35. Jeffrey Bassa added some depth to the linebacker room. Jalen Reed, nice body there for the safety position. Ty Felton, I double dipped on pass catchers, and we got it. Quay Robinson, very much a developmental prospect, but he's got intriguing tools. And then Zy Alexander for some competition on the outside. All in all, I'm very happy. Very happy with these mock drafts. The Colts feel like we brought in good players that I liked. Kind of a bummer we didn't get Tyler Warren. That's about it. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. We will be streaming all 3 days of the NFL draft, so strap up, buckle in for that sucker. But as always, until next time, be easy, my friends. Later.